WHION. I'm Carlton Sharp, pastor of Faith Christian Center Church right here in Beaumont, Texas. And we're here on what's happening in our neighborhood. And today my special guest is Mr. Michael Tarabay. Welcome, Mike.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Sharp.
Hey, listen, Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, Michael Tarabay, and I'm running for the school board.
Okay.
I am a new resident to Beaumont.
Really?
I moved here from Austin in December of 17, so right after Harvey, I got here. I worked for that big refinery downtown.
Really?
Okay. And so I was brought in, and we came from one of the top districts in the state. Some charts rank it at 10 or 12 in the state out of about 1,000.
Wow.
And so we are firm believers in public schools. That's why my children are in public schools now.
Yeah.
So we came here and we jumped in with both feet. I have two children at one at Marshall and one at Regina. And
Okay.
My wife also teaches.
Wow.
At Marshall.
Okay.
And so we're new to the area. We understand that there's challenges here.
Uh-huh.
And this is me. This is why I'm here today.
Well, why did you decide to run for the school board?
So, okay, let me back up a little bit. When we first came to town, the first real estate agent we talked to told us people like you don't live in Beaumont.
Really?
The perception of Beaumont is pretty rough, and there are some very good people here.
Yes.
And the culture and the background of Beaumont really needs to change. So if you go look at all the candidates that are running, all of them have a long history of being in Beaumont.
Yes.
Except for this guy.
Yeah.
I'm the only one. And so there needs to be some new blood. Like your church.
Yeah.
You need new blood into your church for it to grow. And I want to be that new blood into Beaumont to help it grow. I want to be the first guy to take that step to give everyone else, the opportunity to say it can be done.
Yeah.
And we can jump in and make a change, even though we don't have 30 years in the area. I didn't go to high school here.
Right.
I have no roots to this area. Well, okay, that's not completely true. We could go back to the 60s. My father immigrated here from Lebanon.
Uh-huh.
And he met my mother, who's from Orange.
Okay.
And so my father has a degree from Lamar, and he met my mother, and then they moved away.
Yeah.
Here I am. They moved away in 71. So here I am today, starting over in Beaumont.
Wow. So Mike, why is this election for the school board so critical right now?
So again, we got to talk perception. The perception is what the outsiders see. And me being an outsider, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
To come here, to read the newspapers, to talk to all the neighbors, to see that there's so many children in the private schools. These type of things, it's scary for new people to move here. If you want this town to grow, number one, if you want young people with young children to come here, you have to fix the schools.
Wow.
You have to make them feel welcome.
Yeah.
And so this is why. I have my two kids in the district.
Yeah.
And my wife, and we're firm believers in private school or in the public schools.
Right.
And we really believe that it's the best place for these kids to learn to work with each other as they grow. And then there is no racial division.
Right.
If our children sit side by side every day, they don't notice any difference.
Right.
And this is what we need to put into them.
Okay. So what unique skills do you bring to this race in order to be successful, make this district successful?
Okay. So as a school board member, the job is to make decisions based on data.
Right.
So there's a lot of data given to us, and we have to make decisions for the community to affect their children. And so the school board has to rely on data, not anything that happened before.
Yeah.
So I can come in with fresh eyes. I wasn't involved in anything that happened in the past, and only make decisions on what happens going forward. And so I have a degree from U of H.
Uh-huh.
So I'm from the Houston area originally, Lake Jackson, Texas, and so I've been all over. I've lived in Louisiana. I've lived in Mississippi. I've lived in Georgia. I've done 2 assignments overseas in Kosovo and Algeria.
Wow.
I've lived in Indiana and Oklahoma and Austin. Okay, and so I've worked with different type of people from all over the world, and to come in and work with an educated school board will be exciting.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
there's tough personalities in what I do, and you learn how to work with them based on the data you're given to come up with the best solution.
Right. So now, in your year of being here, a couple of years that you've been here, what are some of the challenges that you see that the district is facing right now?
So, challenges right now, teacher retention.
Yes.
Big one.
Yeah.
There's been a list floating around about how many substitutes are in the district.
Correct.
It's eye-opening.
Yes.
How many? This needs to be taken care of immediately. Right. This is first and foremost. We need to keep our teachers, and we need them to come back every year, and we need to recruit more. So how do we do that? We change the perception. How can we compete with a Katy? Katy has everything. They pay about $10,000 more.
Wow.
So how can we compete? Say just new graduates, or they can go anywhere they want.
Right. Right.
Let's just take these 2 examples. Where are they going to go? Katy or Beaumont?
Yeah. $10,000.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
It's not a tough. It's $10,000. It's $10,000.
And let's look at the reputation too.
Yeah.
So we have a hard time. Turnover's high here with the teachers. The teachers don't feel supported. They're not given the tools that they need, and these are all requirements to do our job is a pen and paper.
Yeah.
And so we need to make sure our teachers have these basic necessities, and they're given the tools. If they're teaching the STAR test, they need to have their STAR test information in booklets and work packages.
Yeah.
Not some of the sample brochures that they give. So I do know this that they're working out of those, and that's unacceptable too.
Exactly.
Right. So there's a lot of things we need to support our teachers. That's biggest challenge I see. Our children are only as smart as our teachers.
Yeah.
So that's bottom line.
Exactly. So what can you do to promote growth and development for our district?
Okay, so growth and development. As a board member, I'm 1 vote.
1 vote.
I'm
Yes.
1 vote.
Yeah.
What I can do is I can be an advocate, and in work and church and in everything that I do, let people know what the public schools represent.
Right.
And like I said, there's the best place for our children to grow up and prepare themselves for real life.
Right.
In real life,
The diversity.
You and I are working together.
Yes, exactly.
And there's you can't segregate that anymore. Not 2019. So we got to get past that. And I hate that they even hear the word, racial diversity.
Right.
Because it's not healthy. And it's not something that they need to worry about. We need to worry about them enjoying their childhood and learning, and that they have a safe, healthy environment to do that in.
Right. Now you are running for at-large position.
Correct.
So now there's always a misunderstanding about whether you can vote for 1 or 2 or none. I know the ballot says none, 1 or 2.
Correct.
But people need to understand that they can vote for at least 2 people for at-large.
So on the ballot, just like Pastor Sharp said, you have an option of 0, 1, or 2 votes.
Yeah.
Based on for at-large, you can anybody. There's a couple districts up for election also.
Correct.
Where you have 1 vote, but for at-large, you can vote up to 2 times, and I would appreciate one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike, how's the campaign going?
I've never done this before, and so I have no way to gauge how I'm doing. I do know that I have met a lot of good people over the last month, 6 weeks, 2 months, and it just keeps growing, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying this process, and as for gauging how it's going, I don't know. If I win, hallelujah.
Well.
If I don't win, I'm not going anywhere. I've made a commitment to live here, and my family's here, and we're not going anywhere. So, you'll still see me around.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, good. Okay, Mike, in our closing moments, give us some final remarks about, to the people who are watching today, to tell them who is Mike Tarabay and what Mike Tarabay is going to do for us if he's elected for the school board.
Okay, so I am a guy like anyone else. I'm your neighbor. I'm potentially your son's coach, or I'm the guy next door. I support our children, I support our public schools, and I support our teachers. And this is why I want your vote. I can bring to you a different level of vision as far as the school district goes, because all I want to do is assess the current situation and move forward. What happened in the past is not my concern. I don't have a dog in that hunt. And so all I want to do is go forward and change the perception of what this district is and what Beaumont is. And with that, if we can change the school district, this community will grow.
Yes.
And ultimately, that's what we want, right?
That's it. We want growth.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, well, listen, I want to thank Mike for coming today and sharing with us on what's happening. And I want to thank you for joining us on what's happening in our neighborhood. And we will see you next time on our broadcast.